We're not going there.
No, we're not going there. No. Next time we'll go.
Irony. Well, I think it's maybe you all have a little bit more on the spectrum.
I think we just grow up with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarcasm and irony sort of working together.
I think, as far as American humor goes, it tends to be a little less developed than English humor because we work so much harder than people in England that we really need.
You work harder at your humor, or just work?
No, just work so hard that at the end of the day, we need something that doesn't challenge us mentally.
So you could watch Fox News, maybe.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah? That doesn't challenge anyone mentally. No, I know what you're saying. But it's interesting though, because anyone who's watched Saturday Night Live, that's not necessarily British humour, but it's dry. It's very dry and ironic, Saturday Night Live, and
it depends. Sometimes it's just slapstick and silly too, though.
Yeah, sometimes, but
and that's
a lot
of American humour is slapstick.
Pick one that you like, and pick one that's got a theme that you think is interesting. Or
one with a theme that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, one of the last songs I wrote is called 410, and my math is not very good, but I figured
Four score and 10
is 90, right?
So wait a minute, just get
yeah. So that's not the actual lifespan of an average human being now, but I figured someone born right now will be about that, so I just went with it. But it's talking about how we think we have control over what we do, even our basic daily interactions with each other. Really, we have no control, and we just have a very limited time to be around each other, so we should really enjoy it, have a little fun, enjoy some music, have a couple beers, and it's over quickly. Even 90 years is a blink.
And when you write, would you say your songs are directly addressing a theme? Because I don't know. I think
usually.
I don't know about you, but I think when people start writing songs and they decide I'm going to write a song about, I don't know, freedom, they'll probably write a song that just says, "Oh, I want to be free" or whatever. But it's not so. I think you develop more nuance and you get a bit more abstract, maybe. Or
maybe.
What do you think?
I think most of what I write is going to be more of a moment rather than an overarching idea. So for me, it's personal moments or places or transitions, travels and that sort of thing.
Okay, you ready for the philosophical question? Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you perform? You could easily just do your songs in your bedroom. I presume that if you could have a career in music, you would take it. But saying, going to open mic or whatever, or doing a concert,
even on the street, busking,
or even on the street,
yeah.
So why do you perform? I'm going to give you a few alternatives.
All right.
It's fun, of course. You're trying to communicate to other people, trying to get some kind of communal thing going, or you've got feelings that you desperately want to purge. So give us. Is it any of those three or all of them?
First of all, I think it's probably a challenge, something that's not comfortable to do, that's frightening to do. Opening up your mouth and making sounds at people and hoping that they enjoy them or at least listen or don't throw things at you it's risky. It's risky behavior, and it puts you into a lot of different states of fear, excitement, humility. So, first of all, there's that whole challenge aspect. So
and you're saying you approach it like a sport, because you used to be a marathon runner, didn't you?
Yeah.
So it's almost like a sport, isn't it? You visualize a good outcome and
exactly.
Yeah, and training and everything.
Physical motion repeated over and over again. That's how you develop the ability to sing, the ability to play. Just practice and practice and practice. Repeat motion and make those connections. But sometimes I get tired of playing, especially my own songs.
Yeah.
But other reasons to perform, I guess, because
it must be fun, though.
It is fun.
It's fun, yeah.
It is fun. I mean,
it's a release as well. It's a release of tension, I reckon.
When you suck really bad, though, it's not fun. It is sort of fun in a way if you're if you like that self-abuse. But as far as fun. It's not fun all the time, but when you get a nice reaction from people, it's just pure fun. It's about the most fun you could possibly have.
That's what I think. That's exactly what I was saying. I'm just gonna plug a blog post I wrote recently.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna put a link on this video because I think it's fairly relevant to what we're talking about right now. But no, there's a couple of things I would say to anyone who gets nervous playing music. The best thing to do is to do something that's far more difficult. And in my case, it was like acting in a Shakespeare play. And a really boring Shakespeare play called Love's Labour's Lost, one of his early ones. And we did a full 3-hour version in a small, like a hall or something in West London. And I was just shaking because I didn't find the play that interesting, although I like other Shakespeare, and I didn't necessarily understand the dialogue. I understood the themes. But I think playing music now, although I still get a little bit nervous, but I think in comparison, maybe it's not. If you do something like acting or comedy, like do stand-up comedy, I don't know if you've ever done that, but
no,
that is tough. That
you can tell I'm not funny.
Well, I can see why they all become alcoholics because it takes a lot of nerve to do that. But no, do you get nervous just because of the situation, or do you get nervous because you're putting your words out to people and you don't want them to? I don't know. You don't want to give personal information. I don't know what.
It depends. I mean, you get to choose what you sing. That's why I think a lot of people choose these safe songs to sing in front of other people. They choose things that that are popular and get a nice round of applause.
You mean covers?
Yeah, covers or else their own songs that are safer. And I don't know. It's 10 minutes and nobody's going to remember it the next day anyway. So who cares if I'm talking about nasty things that I've done or whatever.
Because you've done longer concerts, haven't you? You did a concert a couple of weeks ago. How long were you on stage then? The songwriters?
Too long.
How long?
45.
45 minutes, okay.
The longest I played, though, I played about I think it was almost 2 hours once, early last summer, and it was completely draining. Overwhelming and leaves you just emptied out for days, it seems like.
Here's another question. Is it more nerve-wracking to play to a large audience or a small audience? So let's say, is it more nerve-wracking to play to 40 people, half of who, or however many were in the show?
I think that's the most I've ever played to.
Right. Well, how many were at the showcase the other day? I mean, I wasn't counting.
54.
54?
Yeah, there were 54.
Yeah,
plus
55th person left. Yeah.
Yeah. I can say the difference between 5 people and 50.
Okay.
It just depends who the people are. Sometimes getting yourself going with 2 people in front of you or 1 person in front of you, maybe that's the most difficult of all, is playing for 1 person, because they're just, what else are they going to do besides stare at you? Yeah. And as soon as you've lost their attention, you know that, well, you've failed, basically.
I'll tell you what used to happen a few times. Like, we'd have parties, like when I lived in London, and everyone's just having a party and there's a bit of music on, everyone's chatting, and then I pull out a guitar, or someone pulls out a guitar, starts drumming a few chords, everyone stops and gathers around, and it's really embarrassing, and it's kind of, I don't know if you ever had that. Have you ever had that?
Yeah, people expect you to perform then. If
you're at a party, there's music on, suddenly everyone just, without saying anything, turns the music off and starts gathering around you, and
that's what performance is.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Sometimes you're not in a mood, but when you perform on a stage, you've prepared it. You're
right.
It's sometimes it's a bit tricky. You feel like a bit like a performing monkey or something. You know, here's a guitar, perform. I'm talking about at someone's house. I'm not talking about when you're on stage. Mm-hmm. You know? It's a bit like that being a teacher actually as well. Bill Hicks, famous comedian, he used to get annoyed when people would shout out requests for gags. Like they shout out, "Do JFK," because Bill Hicks used to do some great stuff on JFK. He used to say, "I'm not a fucking jukebox. I haven't just got buttons. Do JFK, do the war." Another kind of broad question. There's this thing about tortured artist. How much do you believe in that, or is it a myth? How much of your songwriting is crafting? How much of it is inspiration? How much of it is kind of grinding it out? Do you ever have songs where you kind of think, I want to finish this, and it becomes kind of work. It's still good work, but you craft it. So
yeah, it's a combination. From the
tortured artist.
The tortured artist.